Gigii or muffinkii, and here are some art tips I thought I'd share with you that might speed up your art process or maybe even make it better. Now, small disclaimer is that this doesn't necessarily have to work for everyone because everybody has different art styles and stuff. This is just what worked for me. Number 1 is a thumbnail sketch. No idea what pose to draw and you don't want to draw everything individually so that you don't lose your sanity? I got you, just make a thumbnail sketch. Make so many and lose no energy. I sound like an ad. Now this might seem like an extra step, but this is gonna save you lots of time in the long run. In a thumbnail sketch, you can basically just test out the silhouettes of every pose you want until you decide on something that looks interesting to you, deciding on the character and everything. And after the thumbnail sketch, you can maybe turn it into a little silhouette with the hair and everything before actually making the sketch. This way, you know exactly what you're getting at way before you actually draw, and put on the effort and then realize later at the end of the drawing, this is not what I wanted. Number 2 is guidelines. If you need guidelines and you're having trouble putting all these lines everywhere and shaping the square you want so that you can get your perspective correctly, there's a really easy way, but it only works on ibis paint unfortunately because I'm not sure how other apps work. Maybe it will work there as well. First, you have to press on that ruler over there, then go to symmetry tools and press perspective array ruler and adjust the square however you want to that fits your perspective and draw over it. If you draw over it directly, it's just going to be used as symmetry tool, so I recommend taking a screenshot and then applying it into your drawing and drawing over it, lowering the opacity and creating a new layer above it. Number 3 is the bigger picture. We all tend to fall for this one sometimes. We zoom in too much on the drawings and then we realize later that everything is completely unproportional and distorted. Everything is not really building up each other. A really good way to avoid this is by zooming out. You focus too much on the little picture, which distorts everything. So even though the eye looks correct, it's not in its place and nothing works together. So how do we fix this? I have a few ways. Focus more on the bigger picture as the title suggests. Keep yourself zoomed out or use the reference window to just see your drawing in a smaller way, so that you don't lose track of how your drawing looks overall. When you can see your drawing overall, you're more able to control what goes in where and how it looks in general instead of everything separately. If you've already done this and don't know what to do, you can just use the lasso tool to move things around or to just draw everything in separate layers until you really get used to it, so that everything is still movable. And you could also use something I really like to use when I mess up. It's the liquify tool. But do your best to avoid using it too much because it pixelates your art and that's not really what we want. But if it is a small thing you need to move, then it's okay, you can move it. But yeah, I would say lasso and liquify are my favorite tools to use when this issue happens. Or you could just stay zoomed out and try to see from the reference window what your overall drawing looks like. Most professional artists tend to try to stay away from their canvas as much as possible to avoid mistakes like this. And luckily, we use digital art, so it would be much easier for us to move things around and focus more on it, instead of having to be like a million feet away from the canvas. Don't really focus much on the details of shading and how everything is supposed to look perfect. You can just decide to zoom out and focus more on the overall details and how everything looks put together than how everything looks up close. That doesn't mean if you're a detailed person you cannot really add that, just it's more efficient because not many people zoom in, especially if you're going to use that art for posting on places like Instagram or TikTok, stuff like this. It usually compresses the drawing so these details aren't even visible at all. Number 5 is effects. Now this one is easy. All you have to do is just either use overlays or multiply layers and mess around until something looks good. Or you can just mess up with the hue and saturation and lighting. It's really easy to do and it takes the drawing somewhere else completely. It makes it much better or much worse, depending on how you use it. And it's really quick to do. You say this, boom. Yeah, that's literally it. I hope this video found you well and that it helped you in any way. and even if it did not, I just hope you liked it. That was it for today, and I'm so sorry for taking so long to upload. I was a bit busy, and it's a bit hard to edit. So, yeah. I'm also working on multiple videos in the same time, so your next video should be up soon. That's it, bye!